Hey people, Shaman Hawk here for Shamanic Lodge, and we'll talk a little bit about shamanic awakenings and setting the precedents for new shamanic cycles. More than any time in my life, I am seeing in the last 6-8 months more people having these crystal clear shamanic awakenings. And by that I mean they're real clear on who they're going to meet and work with, whether it's me or someone else. They could see pictures of it. They could see the environment of where we would work or who they're going to work with in another place, and what they're going to be doing, the things that they think they'd be good at working with people. I mean, these are the things that used to take me a long time to get out of people because they were so covered up with different types of programming. But now so many people are real clear about it. Unfortunately, now we're having that equal and opposite reaction, meaning that while it's so clear what they're seeing and what they should be doing, what they'd be good at, really want to do, there's more of a resistance to it. And meaning that before, when I would work with people, it's like the discovery process also was part of the clearing process. Then, so when we got to a point like, okay, well, it looks like you'd be good at doing these things, we should train you in this. And they'd be, okay, let's do it. And now the people are so clear, I guess because it comes to them so easily, they like don't take it serious, and so there's this resistance in stepping forward into the process or into what they're going to be doing, or the training, or the hands-on experience or learning. And in shamanism, it's really, I guess, opposite of what you'd be doing in normal life. If you're getting that real clear vision of what you should be doing, and this is just not something that normally happens to you in life, you should take this seriously. Now, people say, well, what if it's dark side influences, blah, blah. Yeah, there's a part of that that's possible. It's not that often, and maybe it might become often these days. I don't know. We'll see. But as a normal thing, if you're getting that kind of a clear vision like that, you should pay attention to it. It's more than likely the truth. But yet I'm getting these people that will contact me with these things, and it's like, wow, okay. It sounds like you're really on the fast track. Let's go into this. Okay, but yeah, I still want to go on this vacation. I still want to do this. I still want to go, whatever, matters of the heart or some shit. And then meanwhile, that gateway, that opportunity closes. And so when I'm working with people and they're telling me these visions, of course, it's going to trigger other things now that we made this connection. And I'll get pictures for them or with them and like, okay, here's where we should go. And they're like, okay, but, all right. Well, in talking to younger shamans about these kind of experiences, like, well, why do you let people fall? And like, well, what do you mean? It's like, you just see this, they're going to crash and burn, and you just let it happen. And, some of the people who ask me this are not parents. So they're not like, I can't say, remember when you're teaching your kid to walk, they're walking, you're holding their hand, and then one day they just pull their hand away. They want to walk by themselves. You look at where you're going, and you look at like, okay, you're going to fall, but you're just going to fall on the grass. You could do this. And they do a face plant, they cry, you pick them up, you hold your hand again until they feel more confident. Then no. I want to walk by myself. Okay, but now you're going into gravel. All right, this is going to hurt more. And boom, they do, and it does hurt more. At the same time, people get mad at you when they're adults. You saw I was going to fall. You saw I was going to crash. Why'd you let me do it? If I would have told you these things back then, would you have listened to me? And they're like, probably not. So why am I wasting my time? And where am I going with this? I'm watching a couple people at this particular time going back into a cycle at the same time of the year where they were doing the same things and they're about to get the same result. Now, when you do the first time, okay, so like I say, first time and it goes wrong is a miscalculation. Second time you do the same thing or along the same modality, it's a mistake. Third time you're just stupid, But after that second time, when you go back into the same feelings, the same thing around the same time of the year, all right, and pursuing the same types of interest, and it doesn't work out, that shamanic opening of or gateway of opportunity, it slams shut, and you've now set the precedent for stuff that's going to keep happening, possibly the rest of your life. All right, and so this is the things that when people talk about their life purpose, what was I here to do? And it's like, well, okay, so you're getting all the clear visions and pictures to do this, and then you skip these opportunities, you pursue these other interests, it goes wrong, and now, okay, I get it now. I didn't get it before, but I get it now. Sorry. You set that precedent, and that's what's going to happen next year as well, but you're not going to want to believe that, so you're going to paint it a different color, and it's going to come back to you that way. Okay. I see this happen way too much. And in the last year, it's been heavy. In the last 6 months, it's been real heavy. And so more people have contacted me about apprenticeships. More people are telling me the shamanic awakenings. More people are telling me all these other things. On the face of it, it's all great news, page 1. I'm so happy to see all this happening. At the same time, I'm watching so many people who do the same thing when they fall down, crash and burn, and then they come back, blah, blah. Okay. And then my younger apprentices or the newer shamans that just pass the apprenticeship, why are you letting them just fall? Why are you just turning away? Because there's another wave over here that's coming. Hopefully, and we talk about the 100th monkey effect a lot, where the consciousness of something just expands. Okay, and it works in 2 parts. And some of you guys are going to think like, well, that's really cold. But this is just the truth of it. These people that do these things fall this way. They had a chance and an opportunity. Now they have that radiance of regret, hindsight. And that collective energy of that regret and hindsight gets bigger. And it goes along with that wavelength of knowledge of what happened. How did they get there? And that what I and other older shamans hope for is that consciousness then goes into this newer wave. When these people come down to that point of awakening and reckoning and confirmation when they're talking to me or someone else, then it's like, okay, I should proceed with caution. I should be a little bit more taking this stuff seriously. But I'm not sure what feeling I'm getting. And then I can say, well, people before you, they had all these great visions and they had all this clarity in what they were going to be doing. But then they hesitated. They wanted to do their things their way. They just, all this other stuff. And then they fell out of the flow. And they're like, okay, then we're waiting to hear this next group of people go, I don't want to make the same mistake. Perfect. Here's how we'll proceed. And I and everybody else in my position understand a lot of the hesitancy, a lot of the, questioning the reality of it, because it's these types of awakenings and journeys are so much out of their normal perspective. It just doesn't seem possible. It doesn't seem real, and they're hesitant. Well, with good cause. I mean, if you're used to hiking and so on, and around the forest that you grew up in, then all of a sudden they drop you in some place completely different topography, vegetation, everything. You're going to be like walking through with a little bit of a slower pace, being a lot more observant. Well, you should. And the same thing when you're getting out of everyday life into more of a shamanic life. But the point of it is, as we watch the things going on in the world today, as people are talking about the potential of World War III, which would be a lot more devastating than the last 2 world wars, considering the upheaval that can happen within nature and human consciousness and therefore the consciousness of other species, things are a lot more critical these days. Things need to be taken a lot more seriously these days, especially in the shamanic world. And the shamanic world is also in the quantum world. Here is an example of that. It's in quantum entanglement, they'll tell you that one particle that's stimulated by the sound of your own voice box can stimulate and affect a particle in a sun on the other side of the universe instantly. And so that's how powerful just your spoken word is, your own vibration, your own consciousness. And this is why a lot of people who we call the puppeteers of the world want to really keep that all pushed down at times when people really need to be encouraged to come up. And this is where at the time, with all this critical things happening in the world theater, this is the time when people have a chance to really change everything that's happening instantly and for the better, to take all of us up into the other level of human consciousness and, in the enlightened form, so to speak. And it's not that hard, people. We don't need that many people to do it. And this, again, is why the earth, the universe, however you want to call it, is really putting people with the potential. And when I say the potential, the ones that are really close to saying, I want to be awake, truly awake, and a real strong connection with the source. The ones who are breaking out of the shell of programming. So the nature is waking those people up, shaking those people up first. But again, because there's a large number of those people getting that call, there's a large number of them that are just falling off. And so to the younger shamans, to the other apprentices, just look at this and observe. You're going to see more of it within your own shamanic career. And you just have to keep your eyes focused on the ones that want to go through the process. All the other, at the process it needs to be gone through. As an example, you sign up for college for a 4-year degree and you're just playing around all the time. The college is not going to slow down for you. It shouldn't. It's going to keep up the pace that's required to pass those courses. And it's going to, life in general and efforts and so on the people who put forth the effort get rewarded by their own achievements, by their own efforts, and it shows in their life. The people I work with have big positive life changes because they're willing to do what's needed to enjoy those life changes. The other ones pursuing personal interests, okay, have fun, If you feel like you're going through one of these shamanic awakenings, or anything else that's happened to you, you can write me at shamaniclodge@gmail.com or leave a comment. If you have other questions about shamanism, you can leave them in the comments and I'll do other videos on them. Until then, people, catch you guys later.